Okay, just wanted to do a quick rundown of the new changes in BotSpawn. I'm on 142. Really, 137 was the big update, and everything since then has just been little fixes and patches. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to load the plugin. I'm going to open my blank data file, and I'm going to add a new location. So that's saved here, and that's what it looks like. All you need to do to make it work is set activate true, save, and reload the plug. For simplicity here, I'm going to set radius to 1 so they spawn close to the spot, and I'm going to set one bot, and he'll appear here. There we go. So what we've got is a default bot with allow rust loot set to true. So if I kill him, he drops his weapon. He won't give other weapons and he won't give clothing, but he'll give rust loot at random. If I set that to false and I set weapon drop to false and a reload, where was the spawn point? You'll get nothing. No weapon, nothing. If I give him a kit, that's the format for a single kit. If you want a kit chosen from a list, do comma, space, and quotes, and the name. Comma, space, quotes, name. You don't need a comma at the end. So I'm going to go with a single kit. And it should be what I'm wearing. Yeah. Weapon drops off. There's no weapon. Rust loot I thought was on. No, it's off. And white belt and white clothing are disabled, so we're going to get what's in the kit. Main config, white belt and white clothing, true. So nothing to get. Okay, now the option here for keep default loadout, probably best illustrated with the murderer. If you want to have a murderer, but you want to give him an additional weapon, well, a kit with a weapon is just going to spawn a naked bot with a weapon. So keep default loadout means we'll keep all the original murderer stuff and we'll add to it. And the best way to show that is probably to lose my top and do kit items and then reload. And what we should get now is my kit with a murderer t-shirt and murderer eyes and the murderer's weapon. And that's what we got. Just pop a hoodie back on. Okay, what else can we look at? The weapon selection. Just make my bot decent there. So he'll choose a weapon based on where I am. There we go. That's all 4 ranges there. I'm going to set that false. If it's nighttime and his weapon happens to have a flashlight, he will turn on the flashlight. There he goes. And if it changes to daytime, he'll knock it off. If he has no target and it's nighttime and his kit contains a handheld flashlight, he'll take that out and start scanning. And if he finds a target, he'll switch to a weapon. And if the weapon has a flashlight, he'll pop that on. Now, if he loses the target, he'll go back to the handheld. And then if it changes to daytime, he'll put that away and get out a proper weapon. Roam range, we set that to 10 and reload. As long as the bot has no target, he'll stick within the roam range. And he might kind of stop and start and scan for things and look around, but broadly speaking, he'll make his way back to spawn once he reaches that limit. And that should be a couple of meters beyond here. There he goes. Now, if he gets a target, he will break the roam range and follow. Now, right now, he doesn't care that he's outside the roam range. But as soon as he loses the target, whether loses sight of them or kills them, he'll start making his way back home again. And the only other thing is aggro range. And I'm going to set that to 1. This, I don't know, this has been kind of hit and miss. I mean, I think it's good enough, but it hasn't been 100% predictable. But this guy shouldn't respond until I get fairly close. I really thought it would have been closer than that, but I don't know, I guess if you want to be realistic about it, there's not many people who wouldn't see you from that far. So there you go, I'm clearly outside his aggro range. One new thing about this is if I shoot him, he doesn't care about the aggro range anymore. He's coming after me. I think that's better than it was before. What else do we need to go through? I think that's more or less everything. All the other options in config, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. The only one there worth talking about is maybe remove backpacks. I have that set to true, and you'll probably notice that the bots were leaving backpacks behind. That's because I keep reloading the plugin. And if you reload the plugin while there's a bot corpse on the ground, the plugin forgets about it. So it will become a backpack. But if the plugin stays loaded, that setting works just fine. The suicide timer only applies to airdrop bots and 2-player bots. And the reason for it is if you've got bots spawning at every airdrop and you pop slow and nobody's killing them, well, over time you're going to end up with 50, 100, 200 bots. It's just going to go up and up. So the suicide timer is how long they should be on the map before they dispose of themselves. BotSpawn 2-player Steam test. So if I don't kill this guy, round about 10 seconds he'll suicide. And I've set that slightly randomized, so even though it says 10, it could be anywhere from 10 to 20. Just because if you got 10 bots, you don't want them all going boom at once. So I staggered it. Supply enabled is there. If you've got the airdrop setting enabled, then with this set to false, user supply signals will not summon bots. If you set that to true, they will. But it's all governed by airdrop being true. If that's false, this option does nothing. Animal safe doesn't work at the minute. I think it's the only thing that doesn't work. I think the hook itself might be broken, but I'll find out. Yeah, I think that's about it. If there's any questions or any problems, get me on the thread. And if you see strings of errors, please get me on the thread and let me know. Thanks for everyone who's reported errors and done some testing for me up until now. Very much appreciated. Bye.